Yo, 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 yo. Trying to get all the microphones working. Drea,
What's up?
what's up? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm feeling rejuvenated today.
I was about to say, you feeling what? You was about, no, I'm not going to say what I thought you was going to say. But anyway, man, this is Uncomfortable Conversations. I am your host, Uncle P, with my co-host, Drea
B.
Yes. Uncomfortable Conversations where we talk about the things that we should talk about and push the things that we should most certainly push. Drea, I know I wasn't able to cut the TV on. I
No
know
worries.
that's what you're looking for,
No,
right?
it's fine.
Give me a couple seconds. I'm coming right to you. I
cool.
got you. But we want to say, hey, what's up, everybody? How you feeling today? Today is Tuesday. July, I don't know the date. July what?
Is it the 22nd?
The 22nd. Damn, I'm going to be 46 in 6 months.
Wow.
No, 5 months. Today's 7, right?
When your birthday?
December 22nd.
Oh, our birthdays are close. Mine's
Right.
the 20th.
Yeah. Maybe that's why. But see, you're not a Capricorn.
No, I barely made the cut.
No, you
though.
didn't make the cut.
I barely made
My
the cut.
birthday is the cut.
I know, but I'm saying I could have been a Capricorn
Nah,
if I
you
would have
was.
two more days.
No. Sorry. You are who you are. It's okay. I'm not judging you based on your zodiac sign.
Right.
You feel me? I judge you based on your capacity to understand and communicate. One thing I've learned since our first meeting,
Okay.
right, is that you have a unique ability to talk.
Okay.
Right? Not only to talk, but to understand what you're talking about. And then you also have the ability to listen. Right? So talking and listening is what makes communication.
Correct.
I believe that. Right? You have to listen to understand how a person feels so you can tell them what's going on.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
And you have to be patient in listening because, the first thing to pop to your head isn't always the best answer.
Facts.
Right? So you sit for a couple seconds, right, and think about it. So today's podcast is about communication, both in relationships, outside communication. Listen, it's not just sexual relationships, it's business relationships, it's family, familial, parental, co-parenting, right? Tons of ways that we can fix our communication. But first, I want to ask you, how was your week?
Well, what's today? Tuesday? So,
Yes.
I mean, it's the beginning of the week. So, I mean, so far, it's been so-so. But I did get a nice little walk today.
Okay.
I went to the track. I did 3 miles.
Okay.
So, I feel refreshed.
Right.
Yeah. So,
What'd you
so
do this
far.
weekend? You ain't do nothing fun this weekend?
Oh,
You ain't
this
go nowhere?
weekend, I went to Main Event. And what is that out there by Christiana Mall?
I've never been inside.
That would be so nice to, like, take your children. There's a lot of
That's a
different
lot of
fun-
money. The park is free. That's what everybody keeps telling me. The park is free.
Yeah,
Well, the park is free, but getting to the park isn't free. That still costs gas,
that's true.
right? And I have a problem with telling my kids, no, I don't like to do that.
Okay.
So I'd rather not do anything than to do anything and do half of what,
No, I get you.
right? We go outside, they're going to want to go to the store. They're going to want to, oh, Dad, can we go to Walmart? Can we go to McDonald's? Can we go get some water ice? Can you buy us a dog? Can we get a cat?
So you like go hard or go home?
Yeah, man.
I'm not half-assed doing anything.
I've always been like that.
Okay.
Right? And maybe that's me. Maybe I need to stop. Maybe I need to stop. Save myself the hassle of being.
You got to give yourself some grace, though, because the thing is, it's like sometimes you might not be able to go and give 150%. You might not. But you give the 75%, but if that's all that you have, you're giving your all. You know what I'm saying? It's about your capacity.
It is about your capacity, what you can handle, how much you can take on. But how do you know that you can do more if you've never tried to do more?
That's a good point you got.
Right? So I say always give it more.
Okay.
If I love you more. I want to give you more. I want to make you more happy. I want to make you more a better person. I want to give you more of an excuse to want to, and maybe that's buying. Maybe that's what I was doing. I was buying affection. buying
That's
attention?
that's a touchy subject for me because I was one of those people. Like one of my love languages, and I'm not even going to say it's a love language. It's based off of how I was raised. We weren't always good communicators. Like I was not always this person. So because I wasn't always this person, and the way I grew up, my family, gift givers. We give. And there's nothing wrong with being a gift giver. It is something wrong when you use gifts to right your wrongs. It is something wrong when you rather not communicate about something and you think you could fix something by giving a monetary gift or a little trinket. Because, if there's still want to be a problem, you can give somebody something, they can still be mad at you. So I had to learn that the hard way.
Communication is a topic tonight.
All right.
I didn't even ask myself. You didn't even ask me how I'm doing. How's my week? I ain't worried about that. Right? My week is going good. But can we say that most people don't know how to communicate their feelings in a relationship? That's any kind of relationship. Like the mom and the dad don't know how to communicate to the children. The children don't necessarily know how to communicate to the mom. The co-parenting situations, the mom and the dad don't know how to communicate to each other, right? Relationship, business, right? People want a certain type of communication, but don't necessarily give that same type of communication, right? Would you say that's true?
I don't necessarily agree. I believe it's all about capacity because it's like your environment on how you were raised, the work environments that you worked in, all of those things play a factor in your communication style. Or say if like when you were younger, when you tried to communicate, you got shut down or felt like you weren't heard, so you might just not want to talk. You might have tried to be a good communicator, but you feel like you're unheard, you're unseen. So it's like, I'm not even going to speak because nobody's hearing me, nobody understands me, people are trying to silence me. So that'll stop you from engaging and want to communicate.
What happens when you allow your area to dictate how you act?
Wow. You sabotage a lot of connections. And again, I know that we're all shaped by our environment. However, you don't necessarily have to be a product of your environment if you choose that you don't want to do that. But you have to do the work. Because a lot of people will be like, yeah, well, I curse a lot because my mom used to cuss me out or my dad used to cuss me out or that's all I observed. But it's like when you know better, then it's your responsibility to do better. But when you're ignorant and you're not aware, you can give somebody a pass.
Right.
But once something is brought to your attention and you have you have knowledge about it, it's like, come on now. You can't keep on using excuses when my mom used to cuss me out or my dad used to cuss me out.
Did you like that? When people say that, when people say, well, my mom used to cuss me out, did you like it when she cussed you out? You didn't like it, did you?
Right.
No. So why would you think anybody else would like it? So my father, the way my father raised me, I'm the boss. This is what I said. It's just that simple.
Okay.
There is no negotiation. Right?
Okay.
Get that done. So I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I'm cool with having. I don't like when people are over top of me when I'm working because I'm gonna get the job done.
Okay.
You feel me? But I'm cool with having a supervisor.
You like structure. You thrive in structure.
I thrive in a structured environment, right? Mm-hmm. But what I learned is when my father passed away, a lot of people don't know how to create a structured environment. They don't know you have to say no a lot for structure to be understood, that I can't go over here or I can't go over there, right? So, and I say moms. This is what moms do. Moms are like, the rails in a bowling alley. When you got a little kid bowling and you don't want their ball to go in the gutter and they throw the rails up and they bounce, the balls bounce off.
Right.
The kids will always bounce off the rail.
Gotcha.
Right? Dad is the gutter. Like, you got to learn from this mistake. Mm-hmm. Communicating and talking that way. Now, I get it, right? Not all fathers are that way. Not all mothers are that way. But that's how it was supposed to be. A yin and yang situation. You got two, the best of both worlds. You talk about my duality all the time, and I say that's because I'm okay with me, right? I don't have to be fake. I'm me. You feel me? Like, you either like me or you hate me. It's one or the other. It's you don't have to love me. You feel me? Because you don't really love yourself. So why would I want love from people that don't really love themselves?
That's right? Facts. That's
I
facts.
didn't love myself, so the love I was giving out was
tainted love.
Boy, wishy-washy. You feel me? It wasn't real. So, communication for me is being able to talk in a relationship, any kind of relationship, and have a conversation and feel being listened to. Like you took what I said and you put that into work, right? You try to make it make sense. Because if you're not trying to make it make sense, what are you trying to do? Trying to shoot it down.
Right.
You're trying to defend yourself. So what we have right now, we have a video of a young lady, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about communication and how that works, man. This is Uncomfortable Conversations with Uncle P
and Drea B.
I'm just gonna fucking say it. Y'all lack fucking communication skills. Instead of taking what the other person is saying into consideration, you become defensive and you're only listening to defend the part that made you look motherfucking bad. Bitch, that's the disconnect.
That's the disconnect. You're not trying to understand anything. You're just trying to defend yourself. That's where arguments start.
True.
Like two people arguing over something that doesn't need to be argued over is like, it's a waste of time. One thing I have learned, right, is how precious time is.
Because you cannot get it back.
My mother was 69 years old when she passed away.
Okay.
At age 37, she lost her husband. I had my mother for 45 years of my life. 32 of those years without my father.
Wow.
I witnessed my mother change from bubbly every day, happy, excited, ready to attack anything and do anything and let's keep going and don't stop and believe in yourself, to a shell of herself when my father passed away. Was I happy that my mom was gone? No. I miss my mom every fucking day because I know one thing I will never get from anyone else is that unconditional love. No matter what I did, she was there. No matter what I said, she listened. No matter what I did, she was always supportive. My communication, I think that it got harder when I realized I had to do things without her. I had to be able to talk. I had to be able to listen. I had to be able to communicate. And I look at my children. I'm like, I don't want this to be passed down to my kids. I don't want my kids to be running around here yelling at each other, fussing at each other. So I really had to sit down with all of them.
Wow.
And have a conversation. And it's hard, bro, because I got five women I share my children with. So every household is different.
Probably some uncomfortable conversations at that.
Bro, I'm the king of it. That's why I got a podcast called, because and this is what I do. But I'm able to sit there and listen and say, all right, why is it difficult for you right now? Why is it so hard for you to understand that? I know when it's difficult for you. I get that. I'll show up. I'll do what I need to do. But I need you to understand when it's difficult for me. I need you to communicate. I need you to talk.
Right.
Don't call me because I ain't arguing with nobody anymore. Right? So communication is key. Why is it that people don't know how to communicate? Is it that they don't feel safe?
Oftentimes, yes. You think about some people that are not good communicators, it's because they didn't have prime examples when they were younger, or maybe at times where they tried to use their voice and they were shut down, that will make somebody, go into a shell and not want to express their feelings. And I feel like our voices are powerful.
Boy.
And more people need to express themselves and how they feel, because there's so many people are walking around that are like angry, disgruntled, suicidal, all because they have all these emotions and don't know where to drop them off. They don't have a safe landing spot. And it's real unfortunate. I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, if you're not a good communicator, it's like, and you want to be one, it's like practice makes better. Maybe not perfect, but better.
Somebody told me, let's say about 3 weeks ago, yo, man, you be sharing too much here. We talk about this. You be sharing too much of your information on Facebook,
Listen,
bro.
I've been told that plenty times.
I said, I went through this without no teacher. I'm sharing what I experienced for someone else to see it. You don't have to like it.
Right.
You don't have to love it. You don't have to pay no. If you read it and it hits you, like, that's enough for me. I'm not doing this to be rich, bro. I'm really not.
I know,
you feel me? Like this is a passion situation for me. Now, if I wanted to, and I think that's where I am right now, where I want to be a certain person, where I need for you to see that what I was dreaming about is possible, and that I could get to where I'm trying to get to. I think I'm about 3 days away from that.
Wow.
Right, that realization, and that's only because of what I have to deal with. You feel me? And what I have to suck up and take. But saying how you feel, right? You know, a lot of people feel that makes them weak, or it might be too much for other people. And if you're trying to live your life to be just enough, then you're living the wrong life. You feel me? Because I don't feel like you should be enough or just enough or too much for anybody. Like, how you live your life is how you live your life. As long as you ain't out here doing nothing crazy.
Right.
But that's okay, too, because you got people out here doing all types of crazy stuff when 2 Live Crew was doing what they was doing, and me so horny. We weren't complaining about that. That was our jam. We was listening to that. So how can you tell me I'm too much now? Because I'm telling you, like, I didn't have a man to show me how to be a man, so that resulted in my cheating, that resulted in my lying, that resulted in all of this stuff. And then you say, oh, no, man, you be putting too much of your information out there.
But see how you're able to, like, connect the dots as to why, like, certain things are a certain way with you. Some people can't even acknowledge their patterns of behavior or even want to acknowledge the trauma they experience. It's not about blaming people for things that you did, but acknowledging how certain things impacted you to make you, you know, lean to a certain way. But you also take accountability, even though you may say, well, my father wasn't around because, you know, he passed away, but you take accountability in the same breath. It's not like a woe is me. It's just saying what it is and being truly authentic. And when you speak, and a lot of people don't have that type of bravery, you know, and some people, I'm gonna be honest, probably envy the same people that say, oh, you're doing too much. They wish they had the courage to be free like you and speak your truth. Because there's so many people that would love to have a platform or love to be able to use their voice, but they're afraid of what other people think. Mm-hmm. And when you're doing this type of like podcast, or just when you're somebody that has a story to tell, you can't be afraid to, you know, have those uncomfortable conversations. You can't be afraid to look crazy, because sometimes you're gonna look crazy.
Absolutely. Ain't no sometimes. it ain't no sometimes. Like, right. For me, it becomes hard, right? I dealt with a boatload of unhealed trauma. Right? It was so much, right? You know, from me first walking into Chester High, being bullied, being pushed on, and having to fight back, and understanding like, oh no, nigga, like, you could talk it, but when you step, it's gonna be something. I had to learn how to do that. I was new to all of that. You feel me? I wasn't used to hanging out with people and fighting the people that I was hanging out with. That didn't make sense. Why am I hanging around you if I gotta fight you?
Right.
Like, so I'm gonna give you another shot. Maybe it's just miscommunication.
Right.
I didn't express to you that I didn't like it. So I told you I ain't like it. You gonna keep doing it? Oh, all right. Yeah, you ain't really my friend. All right, I gotta step away. You feel me? And if I would have did that, if I would have had the discernment to understand that I could walk away and not be associated with people and just go and do my own thing, oh yeah, I would have went a lot further than I am right now. You feel me? Because from the beginning, I would have went and hung out with some other people. You feel me? That understood what I need. So that unhealed trauma, right? A lot of people present that, you feel me? But they don't want to open up the box.
Because it's painful. It's like sometimes when we start unpacking our trauma, it's like sometimes it feels like it's never ending. You try to address one thing, and then from that one thing, something else and something else, and you be just so overwhelmed with emotions. Be like, damn, did I really want to unpack this? Did I really want to be all in my feelings? Like, I didn't sign up for this shit.
Yes, you did. You signed up for life. If you want to enjoy life again, because you're not enjoying it living like that. With all that unhealed trauma you carrying around that bad, got an attitude every day, mad at the world, frustrated, go to work, got an attitude. If I pull up to you at McDonald's and you got an attitude, I'm going to say, sis, why you not smiling? Now, that used to get me in trouble.
Really?
Yes. Why you asking her why she ain't smiling? Because she just looked like she was having a bad day. Oh, you for the people.
Did you flash the $1 million smile?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
You feel me? But I'm not flirting.
No, I get it.
At a point where I'm like, yo, meet me in the back door. I'm trying. You feel me? Like, that's not my angle. My angle is just to make her happy, just to get her to smile about something. Come on, let me see them teeth.
But you know, unfortunately, when people are not used to genuine kindness, you could just be being kind, just being thoughtful, and people will be thinking you're flirting. You're like, I don't even want you.
Look at him, he's flirting.
Yeah, I'm just being nice. I'm just being kind. I'm just trying to spread some light and joy. Trust me, it's a shame that we have to walk around and be like, dang, if you be a little friendly, people gonna be looking at you like, oh, this person for the people. They're flirting. But really, at the end of the day, they could just be trying to put a smile on somebody's face because they see somebody down.
I'm just trying to see you keep moving. I know it gets hard. I know how hard it is. And sometimes when you work in a job, you live in paycheck to paycheck. Every time you get paid, by the time the weekend over, you broke again on Monday, trying to figure out how to make it through. I was doing that. I was doing that with 2 jobs.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Thank God. I loved it when it rotated. It was like, all right, I get paid on this Friday and next Friday, so I'm good. I ain't got to worry about anything. But it was both paychecks on one Friday, bro. You feel me? Like, sheesh. I had to open up a different bank account. I said, all right, that check's going to go over here, that check go over here. And it still didn't work because I was giving. I was helping. You feel me? And I couldn't communicate that y'all was strangling me. You feel me? I didn't realize that the noose around my neck was getting tighter. You feel me? I was giving, and this is something that I've learned. I always have my arm out, always giving. And the whole time I'm holding my cable tail. You feel me? So I'm choking myself every time I'm giving, but I'm not realizing. Like no one's telling me this.
But something in you was embedded in you, like, hey, you know, I really feel like your father dying when you were young. It's like, I have to be the provider. I have to make a way. I have to help others. This is what my father will want me to do. This is my role. Even though, like, it may not have been told to you, but, like, in your psyche, you was like, hey, I have to be this person because you might be feeling like, well, if I'm not this person, then I'm failing my father. If I'm not this person, I'm failing the women in my family. If I'm not this person, then I'm not a man. And that's real unfortunate because it's like sometimes like a lot of men grow up and they don't even get a chance to experience their childhood because they're growing up so fast trying to carry the weight, adult weight, when they're not adults yet.
All right. I get that 100%. I felt like today I went to the Senior Citizen Center to get some of the seniors' perspectives.
Oh, cool.
We're putting that together now.
I would love to see like to have those kind of conversations. They're probably like really like awesome.
Yeah, we're putting it together now. See how they were when they were coming up. How Chester was. You feel me? Today the conversation was more so about the cell phone age.
Okay.
How do you parent? Are you glad you didn't have to parent during this cell phone age? Right?
Okay.
And
that's probably was an interesting conversation.
And most of the seniors in there was like, yeah, I'll pop them. You better pop your kid. You better listen. Spare the rod, spoil the child.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to spoil a child, right? So that communication. So going there and getting that communication from them, that was definitely dope today. But understanding that, you know, our generations aren't that different. We experience the same. We experience the same pain. We go through the same traumas. Like the only thing that changed, honestly,
that cell phone
is the cell phone. The fact that we can get information like that. We can look up a book. We can look up a read. We can. So everything happens instant. So we end up using that to compare it to life. Now we're in this microwave society where if it doesn't happen right away, it's never going to happen. And I had a conversation with a man today, and he was like, He's like, you got that radio station, don't you? I said, yeah. He said, man, I'm proud of you, man. You've been doing that thing for 7 years. See, most motherfuckers would have started that joint. They would have quit it in 2. If things ain't working, if they can't get the money. He was like, but you working that joint, man. Proud of you, man. Keep working. It's going to pay off. Now, I don't know if I was supposed to go there and hear that. You feel me? Like,
Probably was.
But I take it like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to keep working. I'm not going to stop. You feel me? Communication there. I didn't even respond. I said, thank you. You feel me? Because I had to sit on that. I had to let that sit on my brain for a few minutes. It's like, wow, okay. All right. I hear what you're saying, OG. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And you also got to think about your past experiences. Like, your pain has helped birth your purpose. And I feel like, you know, when I listen to certain stories you tell, you really have transmuted, like, your pain, you know, into stuff that's positive. And everybody doesn't have the ability to do that. Some people stay in victim mode, you know, poor me, and never get the fuck up. And life just passes them by. This
is the time of the show where Andrea says her favorite line.
You can't heal what you don't reveal.
You can't heal what you don't reveal. Like, and the only way that I'm able to do any of this stuff is because of therapy. Going to therapy again and communicating how I felt. Him just sitting there and listening. At the end of me talking, he sat there and gave me a step-by-step plan to get my life back on track. You feel me? That's all therapy is. You going in there talking about your situation and taking the homework and doing the work, but being truthful about what you feel and how you experience. I never had anybody rape me or try to take anything from me, like sexually. So it wasn't a hurting, it wasn't like I'm ashamed of something I went through situation, right? So for anybody that's dealing with that kind of pain, you feel me? I understand why you don't want to go. I understand why you don't want to tell nobody what you went through, because people are going to look, but they're not. Honestly, and if they do, so be it. People gonna look at you and judge you any way, shape, form you are.
That's facts.
So why not just go ahead and talk to your therapist? Why not go ahead and tell him how you really feel? For a female that feels like she was taken advantage of, do the same thing. Go and talk to somebody, because how you handle the men in your life says a lot about the trauma that you have experienced. How I handled the women in my life said a lot about the traumas that I experienced. Always being there, always being Mr. Fixer, always wanting to help, always wanting to do. No matter what. You could cuss me out, fuss me out, set my clothes on fire, put the bleach on. I'm still there trying to take care of you. No, I can't do it. Don't save them. They don't want to be saved. Because if you wanted to be saved, you would go to therapy. You would talk about it.
But you know what? I will say this. It's easier said than done.
It is.
Because some people have, you know, things hidden in their closet where they don't even want to tell the therapist. They're ashamed. Some people are so, like nervous about being judged, even though, you know, when you know, go to a therapist, you know, it's confidential unless you're talking about you're going to hurt yourself or hurt somebody else. But I've talked to plenty of people who are like, you know, they just don't feel comfortable unpacking their life in front of strangers, whether they need therapy or not. There's plenty of people I know that's just like, I am not talking to no stranger. I don't care what the hell I'm going through.
Right.
I'll smoke me some weed. I'll drink me some wine. You know, I'll deal with my vices before I go talk to a stranger. And it's really unfortunate, but that's a lot of people.
That's a whole lot of people. When was the last time you struggled to say how you really felt in a relationship? I get it. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to.
I can answer it.
Okay.
I would say 2 years ago.
Okay.
But this is the thing, like, I feel like I've always had a lot to say, but I didn't necessarily know how to say it. Because, again, I've said on plenty of other podcasts, I went from someone who wasn't vocal, you know, because it was like, you know, you don't speak about certain things. And then when I got to a certain age, I'm going to be vocal. But because I kept things bottled up, my communication style wasn't the best. So I had all this pain. I had all this trauma. So expressing that, sometimes it didn't come out so nice. Okay. And that's the part that, like, I had to forgive myself about. Right. Like, okay, you're expressing your emotions, but, you know, you're not expressing it in a way that it could be received well. You're not expressing it in a way where someone want to communicate with you in a healthy way. You're expressing it in a toxic way. This is not healthy the way you're expressing it. You're expressing it out of frustration. And it did a lot of damage to various connections I had. And I had to take ownership for that.
All right. I think for me, was when I was married.
Okay.
I didn't say that I was, like I said it, but I said it in like a non-caring way. You feel me? That I was unhappy, that I didn't like how it was progressing. But it really didn't matter to me because I was doing other things. You feel me? Like, so, yeah, that was the last time I struggled to say how I really felt, like I do not like what we're dealing with right now.
And you know, unfortunately, like me being someone that's divorced, oftentimes people that are divorced, like we often didn't have a good example of what a healthy marriage looked like. We often didn't have mentors to talk to because there's a lot of people out here that are married and they're just trying to wing it. Because it's like they don't have any examples. I think it's so important if you want any type of healthy relationship to have people in your corner that have healthy relationships, you know, and really try to connect with people that, you know, want to see you grow and want to see you in something healthy versus somebody's going to co-sign you doing some nonsense and you in a relationship.
Get some friends that are either married, working on a marriage, if you're trying to be married. Now, if you're single, hang out with your single friends. Single friends all day. But if you and your friends, listen, check this out. If you're trying to be married and you got a friend that ain't trying to be married, y'all could be friends. Y'all just not as good of friends as y'all think y'all are.
Right.
Because y'all should both be focused on the same thing. That's like one friend wanting money and the other friend want to be a bum.
Alignment is important, y'all.
Right. So we think it's cool. Oh, yeah, I got money. I got you, my broke best friend. No. Unless it's your daughter or something like that. That's cool. But no. Like, why would, You think Trump is hanging out with somebody that don't got no money?
Hell no.
You think Elon Musk is hanging out with somebody that don't got no money?
Hell no.
So if you are hanging out with somebody and they're not married or thinking about being married or trying to find a partner or trying to be married, then they shouldn't be your friends. Yes. So important. It's hard. I think it's hard to say alignment. You were speaking on alignment. I speak on that a lot. When you understand what alignment means in your life, you look at life completely different.
Absolutely.
It's like it gets turned upside down. It's like, oh shit, okay, I understand that now, right? It makes sense. And for me, that's what I've been dealing with this whole year, just trying to find the right alignment for me. Right. What benefits me? And again, communication is key because I have to talk to people that are in my life to understand if they're even aligned to me, if they're even involved enough for me to even want to be dealing with them. You feel me? Not in a relationship standpoint, but this is on business ends.
Right. Got you.
Do you truly care about your community? What are you willing to give up? If you can, what are you willing to sacrifice for your community? What are you willing to give to your community? How are you looking to help? Those are my questions. If you ain't trying to sacrifice anything and you ain't trying to give anything, we could be cool, but you can't be my friend. Because I'm going to be sacrificing over here. I'm going to be giving over here. I'm going to be doing over here.
And you know what? Like, I'm thinking about, like, I know a couple of times on the podcast I talk about legacy. And again, I don't have children. I don't have a big family. But I'm always think about, like, how I would like to be remembered. How did I pour back into my community? How did I spread light? How did I spread love? Like, that is important to me. And I know, like, I shouldn't be thinking about, like, death all the time because I want to live a long life, be an old lady. But I always think about what can I do to move others forward? Because everybody has a purpose in this life. Some people don't find their purpose till, like, later on in life. Some people find it early. But I think it's important, like, you know, just to not be just walking around on this earth and just thinking about it's all about you, because it's really not.
It's not. It's not. It's all about what you give. It's all about what you sacrifice. It's less about what you take, because you'll receive blessings, bro.
Absolutely.
My uncle told me a long time ago, you want to find out who your friends are, put money on the table and tell them it's theirs. And see which friends want to stay because they want to get more money with you, or which ones want to take the money and roll out. I did that one time. Broke my heart.
Wow.
But I didn't pay attention to the lesson I learned. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, hey, man, listen, it's $10,000 on the table. It's 5 of us in the room. This is what we got. We can go and do this, or y'all can take his took.
Wow.
You feel me? I was like, all right, cool. Go ahead and do your own thing. Well, they was right back in 3 weeks. What's up, P? What's going on? What you mean what's going on? I asked you. You didn't want to, so you ain't got nothing to do with this over here. I'm not going to continue to feed you and give to you and help you. How does that work? It doesn't work. So.
And that's one thing I could say, in the short time I've known you, you seem like someone that's like a team player. You're like someone that like is room for everybody at the table. We can all eat, you know, and everybody doesn't have that mentality. You know, unfortunately, people just be thinking about I, or what I want to do, instead of thinking about, okay, if we team up, we squad up, what we can accomplish together.
We're stronger.
Right.
We're stronger. We're connected. We have this on lock. People don't want things on lock. They just want to own it. They don't want to have the keys to walk in and out.
It's about the ego, though. People ego be getting in the way. Think about how many connections that have been severed, how many partnerships probably in business have been severed based off of egos.
A lot. A lot. A lot of people will say that I'm egotistical.
I don't get that.
A lot of people will say that I am arrogant. I've heard that. I'm like, how am I arrogant? Now, what I am, right?
Okay.
I think I was raised to be above certain shit.
'Cause you are.
I was raised to be above the confrontations, the fussing, the screaming, the hollering, the partying, the drinking. I could be around it.
Right.
I'm like, nah, I'm good. You feel me? Like, because I don't always want to be involved with it, right? So, you know, if someone thinks that I'm arrogant because of that, or I have an ego because of that, so be it. But, man, I'm down to earth, bro. If you call me and need me, bro, I will be there.
I believe you.
If you say you want something, I will give you the shirt off my motherfucking back. I have done it before. Not just because of where I'm. And people call me all the time, man, you do it. Haven't done anything yet. You see that way. But come over here, bro, and see how hard it is. Come over here and see how difficult this is. You feel me? To keep everything running together smoothly. Yeah, you going to run into some bumps in the road, but you don't give up. But again, having conversations with people that want to out-ego me, now you got to out-ego because you think now you coming in like, oh, it's a conversation, bro. Like, just trying to fix some things. How do we move forward? Because we can't move forward the way we're operating right now.
Right.
Someone's going to get hit by a car. I'm telling you the truth. 5 months later, somebody get hit by a car, and it's like, you gonna call P? No, I ain't calling.
But you know what? From the first time I met you when I did the show a year ago, I knew, like, from the interactions, I was like, I could tell that you had a big heart, just like a rough exterior. Because I'm really good at, like, you know, seeing beneath the surface. And I think I think that's a blessing. It's a gift and a curse sometimes, because sometimes I don't want to see certain things in people. But I knew, like, you know, you was somebody that was like a team player for sure. And that really was about helping others.
One thing I realized being somebody that plays sports is Michael Jordan can be the best basketball player in this world. Mm-hmm. But for 9 years, he didn't win anything by himself. Until they put the team around him to allow him to excel and to be himself, that's when they became great. You feel me? Now, that team didn't win anything without Michael Jordan.
Okay.
So we can say the same thing for the team, but together, they made the greatest team in the NBA. 72-10, I think their record was.
Okay.
You feel me? Or 73-9 or something like that. Like that's no one has. You only lost 9 games out of 81, 82 games. That's nice. That's impressive. You feel me? So you losing 1 game every 10 games. That ain't bad.
Not bad at all.
But depending on how people view you, they would say, you know, you want to be in charge. I don't want to be in charge. I've never wanted to be in charge of the radio station. I've never wanted to be the only person making decisions. I'm looking for people to help me build this out. It's a whole machine, bro. Multiple positions inside of this joint. I can't run all of them.
Right.
And then when I do run all of them, nothing gets done. I can't finish nothing. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do that. So, you know, I know it takes a team. I understand the team. I need more people that understand that it takes a team and come in and really want to help instead of coming in to do whatever they want to do.
But they have to believe in your vision and that you have for the station and really believe in you and not come in with like an ulterior motive of like, what can I get out of it first? Like,
I mean, you can come in with that. If you come in and you sit down and say, listen, this is my goal for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? I do want to win.
Right.
You feel me? But I'm willing to come in and ride with you because I see that one thing about you is you're consistent.
Sure are.
You need consistency. Mm-hmm. So if you're hopping on to somebody's train that's inconsistent and it's not pulling off all the time and it's not doing anything, then you're going to sit there at the train station.
Facts.
If you hopping on somebody's train that's consistent, it's pulling off at a certain time, it's leaving, then you know you can get where you're trying to get to.
Facts.
And I need other people, bro. Like, you know, shout out to Billy Rick, man. We had a conversation last week, man. You know, I when I first started doing radio,
okay,
it wasn't considered a podcast when I first started,
okay,
right? When I first started doing radio, Revolutionary Minds.
Okay.
That was the first show. Not the first show I was on, but that was mine.
Okay.
Something that I owned. Something that was mine.
That was your baby. Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Even though No Filter.
Okay.
There's another show. You feel me? Like, had a couple of them, but
okay,
Revolutionary Minds was my show.
Okay.
And Billy Rick, you know, Brother Jerome, Jazz, Chucky, who passed away during COVID, God rest his soul. We were all a part of it.
Okay.
Right? And we were going to do something.
Mm-hmm. It
didn't happen that way. You feel me? Things went left and whatever. Then we moved the radio station down here. So he came back. He came back. He said, man, I really want to bring the podcast back. I said, what's up? I said, if you ready, I'm ready.
Right.
You feel me? Now everybody like, oh man, you got too many shows. You got the Cultivate Mature Positivity podcast. You got Let's Love Again. You got Uncomfortable Conversations. And now you got Revolutionary Minds, man. Oh, why you got? I said, man, listen, that's just me. I can talk about whatever we need. You want to have a wrestling show? We can do a wrestling show if you want to talk about wrestling. Mm-hmm. We can do a sports show if you want to talk about sports. I can talk about almost anything. You feel me? And stay on point. But right. Uncomfortable Conversations is dear to me because my people struggle with those conversations. We struggle with telling the truth, telling somebody how we feel. You feel me? So that's why this show is here, just to make it a little bit easier. You can hear me talk about what I struggle with. You can hear me talk about what I don't like. You can hear me talk about what I want. They can hear you do the same thing.
Right.
You feel me? But more than anything, I want them to hear someone say, what you say?
You can't heal what you don't reveal.
I don't want to even say that. That's your line. You feel me? Like, because it's real. You can help your community by being a man that don't say anything and deal with all the stress, and you'll stroke out by 39. That's where I was.
Wow.
Like, laying in the hospital, could barely talk.
Wow.
I was there. Or you can find a way to let all that stress out. Talk to your therapist. Find a new path. Find a new journey. Find something that is purpose-driven and alleviate some of that stress.
Thanks.
Because if you ain't doing that, boy.
And I feel like this show, this podcast, is beauty and transparency. Like, you know, sometimes we have to realize ugly truths. But being able to speak your truth and be authentic, I feel like that's like the most beautiful thing is just being true to thyself. Because how can you be honest with others if you're not honest with yourself? How can you give love if you don't love yourself? And sometimes we got to learn to give ourselves the love that we be seeking in others. And that's so important. So many people don't know how to give themselves love and wonder why they be having train wreck connections. Could be business relationships, it could be platonic, it could be romantic, because it all starts with self.
It all, everything that you give to anybody else, give it to yourself. Give yourself grace. Give yourself thanks. Be grateful to yourself. Love yourself. Honor yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Don't lie to yourself. Push yourself. Anything you can do for anybody else and tell anybody else, give it to yourself first.
True.
Every morning I do it.
Wow.
Every morning. I'm so grateful. I'm like, man, you ain't finished with me yet. To the point where I said, all right, yeah, I'm going to go ahead. That's going to be my morning post.
Nice.
Good morning. Be grateful. Be thankful. Give grace. Your creator ain't finished with you yet.
Because it's always something to be grateful for, no matter what you're going through.
Bro, I'm talking about, like, I woke up this morning and I had a conversation with my cousin. He called me, stopped by. You feel me? He's like, you good? I said, I'm dealing with, Like, here, take this. Go get some food for the kids. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, appreciate that, cuz. You understand what I'm saying? And he hit me up there. He said, I don't want that back either.
Wow.
You feel me? I was just calling to check up on you because I appreciate what you're doing. So it happens throughout the day where my people come through and my people check on me. Even the old head when I was at the Senior Citizen Center, what he told me, like, just keep doing it. It's a reason these things are happening, right? To let me know that I'm going down the right path.
Keep going. And I love the fact that you're being receptive to positive feedback, because it's like I've given you compliments many times and they just sometimes go right over your head. You be like, I don't need all that. And I'll be like, you need to get used to receiving. It's like, especially when you're used to people coming at your neck.
See, that's all I was ever used to.
So it's like, get used to receiving when somebody got something good to say.
Usually, somebody got something good to say, they want something.
I don't want shit.
You were the first person to ever say anything other than my mother and my grandmother, my aunt and my cousins. You feel me? The first person to say something and not want nothing in return, right? Whether that was $50, $100, a back rub. You understand what I'm saying? You gave me good energy when I didn't have any energy to give.
I remember you telling me that. I remember that.
You gave me good reception when my picture was fuzzy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, so because of that, I respect you. Because of that, we had these conversations. Because of that, you ain't never got to worry about me going crazy and going left. Because you know I got a nice kid sitting, I'm playing over there and playing in the bouncy house right now. You feel me? He bouncing around right now, right? I got and he's good, but he will never come out. He will never disrespect you. You feel me?
I believe that.
Now somebody else, he lead him. What's up? You feel me? Like he come out of the bouncy house every now and then, but I don't. No, because you allowed me to receive your wording, your words, your energy. You feel me? And then when you took me to the
healing circle,
the healing circle, bro. Like I said, no, this is a real situation, and I appreciate it. And I've never had anybody show me anything like that. You feel me? So, and the last time I said that, I tried to fall in love with the person that told me all this, and it didn't work. You feel me? So I said, no, I'm not doing that again. I'm going to take this. This is a friend, and I appreciate you. So I will always, boy.
Thank you for that.
Oh.
But sometimes we need people to believe in us when we are at our lowest point. I think it's because sometimes we got to have somebody to believe in us when we don't believe in ourselves. So we get to that point where we're believing in ourselves. That is so important. So important.
I got a question.
Sure.
And this might just be for the men, so if you know of any man, ask your man.
Okay, I'll ask them.
And this is from a question where it's not a first person situation. Do you think your partner would judge you if you cried or showed vulnerability?
I can answer that question. Straight up, no. Because one thing I can say, because I wasn't always this nurturing, always that soft, I vowed when I got into another relationship that I would establish that safe space where we could both be vulnerable. We could both cry. We can both share our fears. We can both share our dreams. Like, that was so important because I know where I fucked up in my previous relationship. And I said, you know what? If the Lord gives me another chance at love, I'm gonna do this shit right, and I'm gonna establish the foundation early, so it would be no problem on either sides.
I would love. I told you, you feel me? I would love to have a woman whose lap I could cry on, and it not be reported out to other people. I would love to have someone rub my back, rub my head, kiss my forehead, and not be thinking about somebody else. You feel me?
Deep.
Like,
that's deep.
Like, so like I said, I've gone through a lot, but I don't have a partner right now, so I really couldn't answer that question. But that's what I would want. I would want a partner, because I'm not gonna cry every day.
Of course not.
But I do need to be built back up after I go out into the world and do what I need to do, right? And learn about the treachery and the backstabbingness and the backbiting and the talking and how people move against you but smile in your face and act like they moving with you, and like that hurts, bro. More than anything. Like, I got this knife tattooed on my arm. I was young when I got this joint, bro. You feel me? It's on my right arm.
I see it.
So I shake your hand. I'm giving you the knife. The knife is going into your hand.
Wow.
When I shake your hand, I'm going to turn my back. At some point during this relationship, I'm going to turn my back. And I'd rather you use my knife than any other knife.
Wow, that's deep.
Because my knife going to go right in. My knife going to fit. I got so many back wounds. Being stabbed in the back. You feel me? Nobody ever wants to cut my throat, but they'll stab me in the back. Talk about me, backbite me. And it's just like, you know what? I got this when I was young, bro.
Wow.
Young. Probably was like 20. And it was just like, yeah, I'm going to get a knife on my arm. It's like, why you get a knife on your arm? It's my knife. I know it'll fit where I need it to fit. And I'm giving it to you. I want it on my right hand. Why on your right hand? Like, because I want to hand, you going to hand somebody a knife? Absolutely. Now, you can help me fight with it. You don't got to necessarily stab me in the back. You can have my back. Shit, if I give you my right hand, you got your back up against my back, we fighting. But you going to stab me in the back? That ain't nothing. That thing slide right in just like a coin slide. You feel me? It gets hard. But, you know, you gotta understand the types of people that you're around, the kind of environment that you're projecting. And
that's real.
And what you're seeing. So, you know, it takes a lot. But I want you to say your favorite line.
You can't heal what you don't reveal.
In therapy, I revealed so much shit. I revealed the pain that I felt, the anger that was inside of me, the frustration that was inside of me, boiling up inside of me, how I wanted to hurt somebody, how I wanted to do so much. But I had children to raise. So I had to change. I said, Doc, I can't do this. I can't. Like, and I love so much. You feel me? Like, I just want to be surrounded by love, bro. Like, I can't hate like this no more. I don't want to hate like this no more. I figure it out. When I started writing in that book everything that I wanted to see, everything that I wanted, the type of person that I wanted to be, it was hard to actually become that person because I was so used to being the other person. The other person didn't care. The other person I wasn't worried about nothing. It was hard to begin to care again, to love again, to talk again, to share again. And then you realize that sometimes if you don't heal,
you can't heal what you don't reveal.
If you're not capable of healing what you already revealed, you'll go through it all over again.
Yeah, it's a cycle. Facts.
So I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? I didn't give myself time to heal. And I should have. And maybe I'll be in a different space right now. but I didn't, and I went through the same shit all over again.
And that's where we have to give each other grace and give ourselves grace, because sometimes I think about like, damn, if I was this person 5 years ago, I would be further along in life, and I have to be kind to myself and say, hey, I wasn't this person, but I'm this person now. I didn't do this 5 years ago, but I'm doing this now, because we can get so caught up in what we did not do, how we fucked up, and we can get stuck.
Boy.
And that's not a good place to be. Ain't nobody trying to be stuck.
Ain't nothing like being stuck in something you really don't want to be stuck in.
Facts. Facts.
Trying to fight to get out, grab the leaf branches, grabbing everything, trying to bite, trying to fight, and it just keeps sucking you in even more.
And then when you're in survival mode, that's the time where you can really sabotage like connections. Like when you in survival mode, when you just trying to stay afloat, it can be hard to maintain something that's healthy, or even try to create something healthy when you damn near barely making it.
Yeah, absolutely. How can we learn to create emotional safety for our partners? Giving them a better landing spot.
I can tell you from my own current situation, I feel like just, being a great listener, like we talked in the beginning, listening to understand, not to necessarily give an opinion. Also, doing those check-ins. It's important to do check-ins, like whether it's a platonic relationship or a romantic relationship, like how are you, what's going on, or saying, hey, is there something that I could help you with? Is there something that you're in need of? Is there something I can do more of? How can I support you? I have these conversations and I'm like, wow, like this wasn't me, but I think it's important because it's like you're extending that olive branch for that person to say what they may be in need of. You know what I'm saying? And once you get that going, it's like it becomes a normal where you're modeling that behavior. And then say if your person is not someone that is comfortable with expressing their feelings, they eventually will get more comfortable because you're modeling certain things for them. And I've realized that sometimes we need things modeled for us.
I had it modeled for me. Like emotional safety. I watched my mother hold my dad.
Wow.
When he was crying. Something I never, ever thought I would see. And this was probably 2-3 years before he passed away.
Wow.
And that was something that stayed with me. Even when I was going to therapy, it brought it back. And my therapist asked me, have you ever seen a man cry? I was like, oh. I said, yeah, I've seen men cry before. Where were they crying? Who were they crying to? I was upstate, man. I heard niggas cry all the time.
Right.
You feel me? Like,
Right.
He was like, no, not in jail. Right? Remove it outside on the street. I said, my dad. Who was he crying to? My mother. You know what it was about? I said, no. I just saw my dad's face in my mom's arms. And I saw him when he picked his head up, when he saw me. You feel me? Instant toughness came back into him. Boy, get in the room. You feel me? Like, but in that moment, I saw him. And that actually made me understand, like, he's not as, you feel me, treacherous or as mean as I like to think he is. Like, I love my dad, so I wanted to be around him even more after that. But, yeah, to see that. So I already saw it.
I want to share experience, and I hope my dad don't get mad if he watched this. So we had a family member pass away last summer, and we had a memorial service. I've never seen my father cry till this time. And the thing is, like, it was crazy because I'm like, oh my God, all these years I never seen my dad cry, and he was weeping, and I just hugged him, like, because as soon as he saw me catch eyes with him, he just like, oh, like, I gotta stop crying. I was like, no, Dad, you human. Cry it out. And I just held him and I said, you know what, Lord, I've come a long way because I wasn't always that person. I would be like, you crying? But it's like naturally now it's like I'm a nurturer. Like you don't have to be crying for me to just hug. Right. That I like being a nurturer. I like being a comforter. I like being a safe space because I wasn't always a safe space.
Right.
So I make it my duty to be a safe space now.
Absolutely.
To anybody, I can be a safe space to.
So we're talking about communication. Again, are you listening to understand or listening to respond? If you are a person that is listening to understand, I say thank you. I appreciate you. Your partner appreciates you. And if you are a partner that is listening to respond, I say put down a response for a couple seconds. And remember why you love your partner. Sometimes you got to think about that. Why do I love my partner? What does my partner do for me? Man, woman, dog, cat, up, down, in, out. Any way you look at it, your partner is your partner. Why do you love them? Why are you there? Why are you in that situation? Why do y'all go to sleep at night together? Why do you miss him? Why do you miss her? When you're listening to your partner, think about all of those things, right? And then give yourself the count of 3 Mississippi before you respond. Sometimes, bro, we just be looking to fight. And everything ain't a fight. It shouldn't be.
Facts.
We should be communicating with love. We should be communicating. I'm not telling you not to put yourself first. I'm not saying go into an argument and just, but I am saying put yourself to the side, right? There's 1A. There's a 1A, there's a 1B. You feel me? Right now we're dealing in our relationship, so our relationship is 1. Then you have 1A and 1B. Communicate. Understand. Not respond. Assumptions, misinterpretations, ego, unhealed trauma, rejection or judgment, all of these things are balled up into responding quickly. All of these things give that you get when you having a conversation, right? You just get that fire right out. And sometimes we're turning our partner off with our responses. So listen to understand. Listen to protect yourself first, but also listen to protect your partner.
Facts.
You don't have to defend everything. You don't have to throw bombs. You don't have to blow. Why do we have this weird saying that I'm gonna blow it all up? Why would you want to destroy everything? Because if you destroy anything, you don't have anything.
That's a valid point.
So now you don't have anything. Now you're mad at him that you don't have anything, but you don't have anything because you didn't care. You dropped the bomb. Boom, blew up everything. So communicate, talk, express your feelings. I'm not telling you not to express your feelings, but find a different way other than arguing and fussing and screaming and hollering.
And I want to say this from someone that was married, that sometimes when you're in relationships and you get into arguments, some bells you can't unring. Some things you say, it don't matter how many times you say sorry, you can't come back from it. So that's what you should think about when there's people in your life, whether it's romantic or platonic, that you love. There are certain things you cannot unring that bell. So even when you're angry, do not say things to destroy somebody's whole ego, pride, because you may not be able to come back from that. And that damage, that could destroy a whole relationship that you don't want to lose because you were in your ego and you didn't know how to check yourself. And you was trying to destroy somebody's ego because your feelings was hurt. And I'm speaking from personal experience. So I'm mindful of the words that come out of my mouth, even when I'm angry, even when I'm frustrated. I'm not talking to anybody to destroy them. I'm going to say how I feel, but I'm not trying to, just make you feel like shit. That's just not what I'm trying to do.
Come on, man. So, like I said, I'm not judging anybody. You love the way you love. You communicate the way you communicate. If that's how you know how to do it, I wish you nothing but the best. I'm just giving you another option, a safer way, a way that it expresses love more intently, gives you more options. Because if you love better, you have more options. I'm just telling you, right?
And when you lead with love, people are more receptive to what you have to say.
Bro.
Lead with love always. even when it's uncomfortable conversations. Intentions matter.
I'm not going to get into my personal stuff. Just talk. Just learn to talk. If you haven't learned to talk yet, go to therapy. Tell them what you're dealing with. Tell them how you're feeling. I don't know who your therapist is. I don't know who you might feel comfortable talking to. If you got to find a woman, find a woman. If you got to find a man, find a man. Whatever you need, right? I'm telling you, it's key. It was key for me. If you knew me before I started the radio station, you know me. That person is over there in that back room.
Okay.
Bouncing around in my bouncy house right now.
Okay.
Waiting to get out.
It's contained right now, though.
Let me out. Come on, man. What you doing? Like, no, tell these motherfuckers how to. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to curse. I apologize. But that's what I'm saying. He's that close. Like, he's still around. But I've learned to put him in the back room. To allow my real self to come out. Right? He was a representative. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like, and he wasn't very good at representing me. He just knew he wanted something, and he got it every time. Mm-hmm. Going to therapy allowed me to put him in a room, a padded room, so he can't hurt himself when he gets upset, when he wants to get out. And then recently I put a bouncy floor in there so he can bounce around and flop around and do whatever he wants to do, right? Because he was flopping in my face constantly. Oh, yeah, that's what you're going to do. Like, literally, I'm talking to myself some nights. Like, damn. Like, being in this space by myself at night, bro, I'm talking to myself, and I'm like, yo, like, I mean, just go ahead. Like, what you doing? Nah, I ain't going to do that. I'm going to say, oh, man, he's a pussy. You feel me? Like, nah. Don't do that, man. Like, but that was old. That was an old way of me understanding things. I love y'all on purpose. Andrea, anything you want to say before we leave?
I just hope that eventually, some people decide to join us as guests. And again, I hope that we can get some more engagement. But I love, podcasting, telling my story, helping others heal. I hope y'all, be safe out there.
You're gonna have me do this from a whole nother perspective. We're gonna stop going live with it.
Okay. I'm with it.
Why you with not going live? I always go live. Somebody asked me today, why do you go live with your podcast? I said, wow, what do I have to edit and move out and get people to sit in the right light and show the best parts of me? No, it's all of me or none of me.
Hey, I can dig it.
I'm not cutting nobody out.
I can dig it.
You feel me?
I can dig it.
And this is our podcast.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say I'm against the guests, but I'm not begging anybody to come.
No, I know.
You just want to sit next to somebody.
Yeah, it get lonely sometimes.
No, it don't, Doc. We keep moving.
That's facts.
We keep moving.
Facts,
you feel me? And
facts.
when they have the opportunity or they have the time, they can come through.
Facts.
This wasn't even my topic. This was Lauren.
Wow.
Lauren Wilmore. Communication.
Well, thank you for the topic,
and
Lauren.
she could have probably talked about it better than me because she wanted to talk about it.
Thank you for the topic.
But next week will be next week.
Right.
So your turn.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So hit me up. CMPradio.net, man. You already know it's your boy Uncle P, and thank you for tuning in, for watching. Even the people that just watched it outside of the live, I appreciate you, bro. Because guess what? Facebook now lets me see who you are. So thank you. Appreciate you. CMPradio.net, man. This is Uncomfortable Conversations with Uncle P.
And Drea B.
And we will see you next week, man. Be safe.